Chelsea's billionaire takeover has passed its deadline now. The individuals, the consortiums, the ex-players, the billionaires have submitted their bids. They're all in. They're being reviewed. But what next? This is the big thing for Chelsea fans. What is next? Whose bid's going to win? What are they looking for? What are the differences between the individuals? What are they promising to bring and keep at Chelsea Football Club moving forward? And they are all different. And every media outlet you look at is telling you a different one, maybe favorite for a different reason. The fact is, nobody quite knows. And some of the behaviors and some of the changing of bids from certain consortiums and groups tells you very much this. Do they want as much money as possible up front? Is it about the medium to long-term plans? Is it about transfers? What is the kind of... What's the big thing? What is going to be the overall telling factor? We're going to delve into some of the stories that have circulated over the last few days, kind of boil it down into very simplistic terms for you. Make sure the like button is being smashed. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace right now. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You. Make sure you're getting that done. Now, what stood out to me, Nick Candy appears to be is a name that isn't going away, isn't going anywhere. And what was interesting about Nick Candy is that he has made a transfer promise to Chelsea fans and vows the club will not end up like Manchester United. He said that the last 20 years have been brilliant on the pitch. We've played glorious football, won everything, and Roman has done an incredible job with his team. And that was the first big clue for me. And we'll get onto Saudi media a little bit later. But a lot of Chelsea fans have kind of pushed toward, I feel like have circulated around Nazir Cancella's news of the Saudi media group. Because there seems to be a consensus that the billionaires from the Middle East, the billionaires from Russia, as a general rule, will run the clubs better than consortiums that involve millionaires and billionaires from, especially from America. There seems to be this consensus. And what's very key is, that's what Nick Candy is pushing out there. We will not end up like Manchester United. We will progress and move forward. We will not be Manchester United. We will not be like the Glazers and fall away from things. Is that what's going to be key here to Chelsea fans? One of the other stories that came out that I thought was very interesting was John Terry. John Terry confirmed a £250 million takeover bid as he links up with True Blues consortiums to share the club with billionaires. And what's very intriguing about this, if you read through the article and the story, is that the True Blues consortium, they have these bold plans to levy funds to buy stakes in Chelsea, but to create a community scheme where essentially Chelsea fans will be able to buy up to a set amount of shares from as little as £100. This program is designed to try and ensure that Chelsea history and its legacy is secured for the future. That this way you don't get a billionaire consortium that start off great and then change their minds halfway through, pull the rug from under their feet. There is very little chance of anything going wrong in the future with sanctionings or anything along those lines. The idea will be that fans will have a big say on the football club, big control over the football club. And this is very much what a lot of people were talking about when it came to after the Super League. Fans wanted a big say. They wanted to be able to control the club's actions to a large degree and be very much involved. And this is what John Terry and his group are proposing. So could this be, again, when you break it down, is this what they're looking for? Is their idea that actually what we will do is make it all about the fans? The fans come first. The fans get the say. Is that what Chelsea are looking for? Now, John Terry and the former Chelsea women's player Claire Rafferty have put their names into the consortium with the True Blues Chiefs. They have made contacts with Rain Group. Now, Rain Group are the merchant bank based in New York that are overseeing the sale of Chelsea. They have made official contact and they are looking to get it done. So far, Nick Candy has said transfers will stay the same. We won't go backwards like Manchester United. John Terry and his consortium that he's part of, it's all about giving fans a say. That their big point is fans. That is very much what they are focusing on there. And of course, then what you go into the other two big names that have been involved in this. You have the Saudi media bid that was considered doubtful has been confirmed. And of course, Todd Boehly has increased his transfer offer. Saudi Media Group have made a competitive offer to buy Chelsea from Abramovich 1 hour before the deadline. And I think for me, what's very, very intriguing about both of these stories, now we move on to the next bit. They increased their bid as time went on. So Todd Boehly started off at 2 billion, then he went to 2.5 billion, and then the talk is that they have now increased that even further. The talk is that bid has now gone to an even higher level. So them and the Saudi Media Group appear to be going along the lines of, we're going to make the biggest bid possible, which we think are going to be the biggest bids possible. They've also made these big plans about stadium expansion, pumping money in straight away. So there's talk of anywhere between sort of 50 to 100 million cash injection into the football club. Because remember what's key here. Chelsea are going to lose money in the short term. This is a cast iron guarantee. Roman pumps in around £30 million a year in loans. That stops. The loan market, and I'm not talking financial cash loans, I'm talking about loaning out players. Chelsea have tens and dozens of players out on loan. The ruling changes. A FIFA ruling starts to come into play from this summer, where that is dramatically reduced. This is going to cost Chelsea in terms of more wages, because more players will be back on their books, and it's going to cost them in terms of the loan fees for these players. Now, they're loaning out certain players year in, year out, £500,000 here, £1 million there, £2 million there, and saving on the salaries. So it isn't like a sale of a player, because once they're gone, they're gone. They're all essentially making transfer fees every single year in these players. To cut a long story short, there will be less money in the short term. So what Ted Boehly and the Saudi Media Group are looking at, what they are doing, what they are focusing on, is very much looking at this from the point of view of money. We're going to bid the biggest, we're going to commit the most, and we are going to show everybody 110% that we are going to be just like Roman. And I think that's maybe the approach. And I'm not saying just like Roman. I'm talking all about the way in which they're going to run the club. We'll pump the money in. We will not let the club go behind. Fairly similar to that of Nick Candy. But as I've already said, nobody has any idea what Chelsea are looking for. The type of plan and proposal that's going to get it over the line. Every journalist, when you read their stories, whether it's Cancelo, whether it's Matt Law, whether it be anything in The Athletic, the rhetoric is kind of different everywhere you go. That's because everybody's got a difference of opinion about what they're looking for. As he already said, Chelsea fans seem to have this really kind of interesting view that they want the Saudi money. The Saudi money seems to be where they want to go. And I think maybe there's, because of the American connection, the billionaire Americans, the billionaire English owners, the consortium type approach, from day one of this whole process, it seemed to put the willies up a lot of Chelsea fans. The fear of Hicks and Gillette, the Cronkies, the Glazers. We don't want to be that club. We don't want a stingy club and owners. And there has been talk about Todd Boehly saying, oh, we're going to invest. And this was interesting. So a few days ago, Todd Boehly spoke about investing in Chelsea. But yet it may not be as much investment as some of the other people. It may not be what they're used to. That was called out as him. People saying, oh, look, they're already confirming kind of through the grapevine that they're going to be stingy. Within a day, they increased their bid to take over. They're saying they're going to pump more money in. Now, is that to be trusted? These are all the things that need to be looked at. Saudi Media Group, there's been a lot of kind of haziness, a lot of mystery behind what they're doing. But maybe that's because they want to keep their powder dry and they don't want to give any of the other consortiums a chance. Nick Candy, for me, very open, very clear in the approach that they want to take. Chelsea, John Terry's kind of True Blue consortium, which is all about giving back to the fans. Again, very, very kind of clear and easy. Now, Chelsea fans have made a big stand. They do not want to see the Ricketts family from the United States of America get involved in this process at all. Now, the Ricketts family have submitted a bid. That bid has gone in. The Cubs chairman, Tom Ricketts, has partnered with a US hedge fund, US hedge funds chief, Ken Griffin, I believe his name is. They have put the bid in. That has been done. What's intriguing to me is that Chelsea fans have pushed back against this. A while back now, a number of emails emerged that involve the Ricketts family. Emails emerged. The Ricketts family that put the bid in from their father. Some very unsavory, racist emails have come out, and Chelsea fans have come out in their droves saying, we don't want this family involved. We don't want this family to take over the club. We don't want their money. We don't want to be connected to this in any way, shape, or form. So this probably throws a real spanner into the works to the Ricketts family's bid, as it were. So it's going to, again, be intriguing to see what Chelsea listen to. If Chelsea don't listen to the fans when it comes to not involving the Ricketts family, are they likely to accept John Terry's consortium-style bid? Probably not, because it shows that the fans' wants and demands are less important than actually bringing in the best possible owners to the football club. I've read a few other reports that suggest anywhere up to 20 separate bids have come in from multiple different consortiums. And maybe there is one out there that we haven't even really heard about, that where there is very little information that's come out, that will reign through and be the best. I still remain the same as I've done the whole way through. All these bids are consortium-based. All the promises sound good for the short term and into the future. Will it be the same as under Roman? In my opinion, absolutely not. Simply because you've got a consortium. And the consortium within itself can have disagreements, where Roman did what Roman wanted to do at all times. Now, different doesn't always mean bad. Different doesn't always mean it's going to be worse. Maybe with the consortium style, it will lead to less mistakes. Roman's a very successful man, billionaire. Used to get in his own way, though. When he said, we're going to sack this manager, that manager, we're not going to buy this player, we're going to get this one. You just think back to Jose being sacked first time round, Ancelotti, the signing of Shevchenko. Those three things always stand out in my mind as being three big mistakes that Roman Abramovich made. I think more successes would have taken place if maybe there was a consortium. Maybe there were votes that went ahead. Maybe if the Romanesque person in this case could be overruled and a better footballing decision made. So I've said to Chelsea fans all along, remain calm. Don't panic about this. The future in itself still looks pretty good for you as it stands right now. The bookies will have different front runners. The bookies will have different favorites. Todd Bowley, Saudi Media Group, John Terry's consortium, Nick Candy, the Ricketts family. They're all there. They're all in the mix. And I understand that the Ricketts family come with, there's an air of trepidation because of their father's emails from a fair while ago. But of course, you want the best owners for your club. And I think that will, in the cold light of day, is what Chelsea fans want above and beyond anything else, irrespective of passports, irrespective of father's past, irrespective of the countries of which certain people are involved with, etc., or their businesses, or whatever you look at. I want your views and your opinions. So what next for Chelsea Football Club? Who do you think is going to be the owner? And more importantly, Chelsea fans, who do you want to be? I want you to leave in the comments right now, who do you want to be the next owner of Chelsea? Bids are in. Within the next few weeks, you're getting your answers, but I want your take, people. Make sure the like button is being smashed. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. Check out some of the offers that we have up on screen for you now as well, by the way. Some really good stuff to offer you. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you soon.